Xaereth prevails in the morning. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. Folks, we are in match number 5 of the current 3v3 season. That means the semifinals, and my opponent did some weird stuff. He never places any good defensive teams, kind of. Decent teams, but nothing crazy, and he ended up placing, General Skywalker and Darth Revan to start with, and so we're gonna have to use a few teams that I would prefer not to have to break out. I ended up placing a really strong defense, including 3 of my GLs, and like Jedi Knight Revan, a lot of good teams, just so I could slow him down a little bit. He also ended up placing Executor, which you'll see, and I was worried that maybe he had recognized me and placed a Galactic Legend or 2 in the back, so we've got to be cautious here. And so we're going to address that. Of course, there was an early fail, which meant I was like, man, this guy plays super efficiency style. We're really going to have to get the move on in terms of efficiency. You're going to have to really get all of those banners back if possible. And there's a lot of clenching going on, so you can look forward to that. Anyways, folks, well, let's actually jump into the fighting in just 1 second. I did want to take a moment here just to say thank you to all my patrons. You guys are amazing, and I truly appreciate all of the support. Thank you guys so much. Truly, it's meant the world to me. It's been a huge difference maker. Thank you guys so much. I also do want to take a second to remind you guys, we're trying to mount the algorithm. Please just hit that like button if you can, if it's not too much trouble, if your carpal tunnel will allow. And also, if you want to leave a comment for the algorithm, guys, I really appreciate this channel's been growing like crazy, and it's because of you. But please don't let up the gas yet. We've got to get to 10K if we can. 10K as soon as we can. So tell your friends to go sub to Xaereth, even if they don't play Galaxy of Heroes. I mean, I joke, I say that like I'm joking, but I'm not. Just go do it. So, that being said, folks, oh yeah, check out the merch. It's linked in the video description. A couple shirts. Hopefully tomorrow, like after I post hopefully I'll be able to get a few more shirts on. We have 10 total, 4 of them are showing right now. And we'll get all of those on as soon as I can. It takes a long time to enter that sort of thing, as you may or may not imagine. So let's actually get to the fighting and stuff. Whoa, we're in the replay room. Madness. How did that happen? Okay, so here's his defense, folks. I turned the speed up pretty good here, so let's see, we've got the Darth Revan here. He's pretty quick with Basti and then HK, so that's fun. And then there's the Galactic Legend Nute team. There's a pretty good Geo team. And then I think we scroll up. Oh yeah, so they've got General Grievous and General Skywalker. Lots of generals in this zone, or maybe just 2. Who knows? I forget what's in the bottom already because I have bad memory. Oh yeah, Darth Revan. And so this is the bottom zone. I'll show you guys my defenses in a little bit. Oh yeah, and then while we were playing, I actually just forgot to show everyone my top zone because I was so anxious about this. So in the end, I discovered that my troopers actually could bridge the speed gap here for this Darth Revan team. The Darth Revan's like 345, but I think, or no, it was like 342, and I could get to 345, something like that. So decided to just go for it, guys. Sometimes you just have to go for it. And I mean, all you have to do here, because there's no Malak, you can just punch HK. And because HK is not super strong, you can just take him out. You also don't have to worry about Darth Malak being here when you do your AoE, causing fear and doing all that stuff. So I decided because HK was so low on health there, I could do the AoE on Basti, maybe get a twofer, and ended up working out pretty smooth 54. And now we're trying, guys. So this is Bando and Han and Chewie, which is pretty scary against this comp. This is a really high offense General Skywalker, and they're all, I think it's relic 8 on him, 8 on Arc, and 7 on Echo. So this is the worst comp of General Skywalker, but what we're trying to do here is, so they didn't get a turn before I went, and they all targeted Chewie, so that wasn't great. maybe what I should have done with Chewie was just do a basic on General Skywalker so that Arc didn't counter or something, but for a while I was trying to figure out what to do here, because one way or another we're going to take out Arc, and then if General Skywalker stands up and hits Chewie, we could be in big trouble. So, I mean, killed Arc, he killed Chewie, and yeah, not looking great, but we did get this damage immunity, which is the nice thing about Bando, right? So we get the stun on Skywalker, but he eventually just gets another turn, so that wasn't great, and then everyone died. And I mean, when Chewie dies, then he can do crits, and it goes to hell. So, not the greatest situation. Decided to leave it for a little bit. Now, this is the Thridian team you guys have seen me use every time so far. Decided to try it on the GL Nute team. So the idea here, folks, is you need to just tie up Jango as long as you can while you deal with the other two. And then Jango can't one-shot any of your characters because he's got that damage reduction, the offense reduction from Gideon, which is nice. And then obviously Thrawn is fracturing him and all of that. But I mean, Thrawn, Jango just can't one-shot any of your characters. So it takes a little bit to try to get Nute dead, try to get Jango dead, all of that stuff. But you know, and B1 even, because we don't have a high volume of attacks. It's like most of our moves we're either like reducing turn meter, or we're doing armor shred on characters, so we want to just put the armor shred on other characters, or we're taunting using the half step, etc. So it takes a while to take out that B1, and meanwhile, you know, Thrawn is just chilling, hoping to get the kill, hoping not to get exposed. Not exposed. Well, I mean, he doesn't want to get exposed, but who does? Well, he's trying to not get. He doesn't want to get extorted. I can't remember what the name of that ability is for the life of me for some reason. So we've already paid our extortion. We want to pay extortion every time we can, but if Thrawn gets extorted, then he can't, because he's not taking turns, he can't really dispel it. So anyways, just pay that extortion. We're making Jango stronger, unfortunately, but Jango is a knot of emotion right now. He can't do anything. He's just kind of chilling. And so yeah, okay, set out some fire. So he took one of his turns. He still has that damage immunity, so we got to be careful. But we want to take out Nute. We want to may as well just fracture him. Let's just wait until Nute gets a turn, and then we can, we'll take him out, and then we'll eventually get a turn for Thrawn, and we'll get Jango one more turn. He can do his big hit. Hopefully not one-shot us, but I mean, we've got all this bonus protection. We've got high relics. Jango probably isn't going to one-shot any of these characters, so we got rid of these two. And remember, guys, this Thridian team, it's fairly new. The Jango team, though, man, it's, this is a good team. This has been a stalwart for me. Like, I've been really enjoying the heck out of it, but we just got to be careful here. Got to be careful because Jango just does so much damage, and he's got plus 50% crit damage, but couldn't really get through all that bonus protection from Gideon, and he's got 4 armor shreds, so all of our damage is just going nuts right now. Now I'm trying to just get some protection, regeneration on Stormtrooper and Thrawn. Eventually ended up with 54. I mean, pretty nice control there, guys. It's been a really cool counter so far. I won't lie. Now, we're going to do the same thing that you guys see every time. We use Mothra with K2 and Cassian, and it's a good team. It doesn't suck. So, I mean, this is the hallmark of someone who doesn't scout me and knows to place, doesn't know to place this team. Like, people, I imagine if this guy knew that I was just using a Mothma team to counter this, he probably wouldn't have placed this version, but he didn't know, and so we'll just let him not know, and we'll be good. So, yeah, this is a relic. I forget if this is a high relic. Grievous? I don't know. I'm going to actually take a drink because my throat is feeling scratchy. Alright, K2 dying there is actually kind of nice because You can't do the big heal from Mothra and get him to the point where he's full health, full protection, but you can revive him so that he's full health, full protection. So that's what we did. He did end up dying. I mean, it's nice when Grievous ends up doing that much damage, and this Grievous actually took a little more work. I think he just had extra health compared to what most Grievouses have. Maybe it's just faster. I mean, I guess a faster Grievous in this case would be better, just because he could ramp up his health more by taking more turns. So, I don't know. This is a faster Grievous, or it's just a healthier, or both. But one way or another, it eventually succumbed to, 53 Cassian and K2 banners. And we're down to... Okay, so the Geos here, I don't know. I took Tarkin. He wasn't really that necessary. The idea here, though, is we need to take out that spy as early as we can, and that was right on the very edge. We figured out, after looking at Spy's health plus the Brood Alpha's bonus health and everything, that Spy, I think we only killed it by about 5,000 damage margin. So, and that's a Relic 8 Vader. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it's kind of turning into a mess though. Like, it was nice that Tarkin was able to reduce that turn meter with his AoE, but like, how absolutely necessary was that? I wonder. Like, because he did that, and then Palpatine had to do an attack. Like, I got a 52 there. I don't think Vader could have soloed that safely, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know how much value Tarkin added. It's one of those things, like, Vader's still trying to find his place. It's nice to have Geos to be able to take out, though, with Vader. I mean, everything else is, like, questionable, right? So it's nice to have that. Now, I don't know why I must have included a clip of trying to figure out what team we're going to take. Eventually, I ended up taking Padme here. Yeah, fast forward a little bit. Decided that if we take Padme here, most likely we could just take him out. I mean, Padme, we don't have GK or anything, but I don't know. Padme is going to be bad banners anyways, right? So may as well get a high level cleanup that's like a guarantee, and then we can see what's in that back zone. My guess was that no GLs, but like, Padme wouldn't have been good against any GLs anyways. And as it turns out, I was correct. No Galactic Legends. There's some weird teams here, like the Wedge. The Wedge, Biggs, Chewpio team is very strange. But up top, this is one of the teams up top he had with Rex and Fives and Barriss. And this is the team why you take the Malak, the Malak, y'all. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Like, the only damage that this team really does is with Rex lead. Well, not Rex lead specifically, but with that Rex acute. And so there's no banner, there's no protection recovery here, though. So all you have to do, you just take all of their protection down, and then once you do the force drain from Malak, it just does 100% of their health, and you take them out. So now we killed Fives first, especially because he taunts so much. You can't really even kill. Even if you wanted to kill Rex first, you just couldn't. So you can absolutely kill Rex second, though, as I demonstrated. And now Barriss is fighting for her life, which, as we know, she's just not very good at. And Malak sweeps the board for 56. Pretty fancy of Malak. And now we're going to use the Basti Cam team against... if you're fast enough, you can just have Ki-Adi-Mundi destroy the Resistance Hero team. Like... It's pretty fun. The Hero Finn was not like the 340 speed Hero Finn that we all see sometimes. He was only like 311, which, to be fair, like, that's how fast my Finn Poe is. But, I mean, Ki-Adi-Mundi just demolishes people, at least at Relic 8. It is pretty gross. I really like that team, actually. That team probably could have beat almost any of the remaining teams. But the idea here, folks, so we're using... This is another team that I've really been loving. We have Fives lead here, and we're taking them against the Night Sisters. There's a lot of things going on here, though. So, I mean, I've talked about it before, but we'll continue now. I keep shooting at Night Sister Spirit, and, of course, missing sometimes when she has Foresight. But that's by intention, guys. It's by design. The only real damage on this team is going to be Night Sister Spirit, and that foresight on Night Sister Spirit is really bad because that allows her to ignore defense. Of course, we can't use Execute on her because it'll just miss. But if we can get rid of that foresight, then Spirit's not going to do nearly as much damage. And then keep in mind, so Fives has the protection up, or the whatever it is, like you can regenerate protection over time buff. So he's giving that to his guys because he's the lead. With that weapons tech from Thrawn or from Watt, Rex is ignoring revives as well. So even though he's not ignoring defense with his attacks, like he doesn't care. His Execute, as long as they're not like immune to % health damage, his Execute just destroys people. And Daka's like, hey, I'm gonna revive, guys, and then she dies as well. So then she's able to contact them. She's also in the afterlife. It's very considerate of all of us. But this is a we don't see many timeout teams lately, but this is a pretty good one. I mean, they're all relicked. They all know what they're doing. Keep in mind here, folks, we're trying to get crits with Mando because that decreases his cooldowns. Well, I guess right now we're just trying to get the contract, which under Aurra lead is fairly easy, and Aurra is pretty nice. It's like the only one who can deal any significant damage at all here is Vandor with his special, and it's not that much damage. Not enough to like one-shot a full health bounty hunter. And then we have a lot of protection and health regen anyways between Grief and Aurra. So not a big deal. We took out Stormtrooper Han first there with the Disintegrate because we don't want to be forced to be hitting him. He'd be giving turn meter to everyone, and it could just turn into a longer mess than we needed it to. But otherwise, I mean, the idea here is we just get 3 Mando Disintegrates and call it good, because there's no real rush. Like, as you can see, we've already gotten 2 Disintegrates, and it's only been less than 2 minutes. And I mean, it's kind of a cool timeout team, I guess. The concept, if this is the kind of thing that you put in the back after you put like a bunch of GLs and really tough teams up front, so that people just don't have good enough teams. But I mean, really, at this level, you really, I mean, I had a few different teams that could take that out. So I don't know. It would have been cool actually to have Vader there, to have them all slowly just like succumb to the damage over time. I've always really liked that. But here's one of the sketchy clench fights, guys. We're using Nest here to these. I mean, so if Chewpio lands a blind on me, we could really be in trouble. And if we kill some of these pilots, you can see, look at all that damage that Chewpio's doing. I mean, it's not a small amount. If Chewpio gets a couple really big hits because I've killed a couple pilots, like it could spell certain doom for our heroes. So it's just a little bit scary, but I mean, eventually we just killed them all for 55, and I don't know. I don't know if I like that team. I think I hate it, actually. Tell it I hate it. But okay, here's an example of. All right, I was trying to. I normally like to use tech here. Actually, I prefer to use tech, but Solo. This is Gambit Fight Night, so Solo's like being all derisive about me not using Wrecker. So I was like, all right, you can just show me how to do it. And then he's like, I never said that this team could actually win here, but I was like, well, I already pushed attack, so what do we do? And it turns out it's like the same strategy as always. You just use Wrecker so that you get the true health damage, but you can see Wrecker's like on the edge of just a complete breakdown here. I will acknowledge that Wrecker teams can be really good in a lot of situations, but this one is probably not one. So yeah, we still have true damage on Hunter. So I mean, he's at least poning people. We got 52 pretty sketch banners. I think tech would have been a better choice against this specific comp, but it is what it is. All right, now we're going to use. I was like, we need to use Maul somewhere, guys. Maul's pretty important here. So just decided, Maul lead, he calls, every time he takes an action, he calls all Mandalorians to assist. So I was like, you know what? And then he takes a bonus turn. So it doesn't matter against Hux. You may as well just have Mando go and take out Hux, and then once Hux is gone, you don't have that turn reduction, the turn meter reduction thing. So as long as our initial like 4 hits with all the assists land, then we'll probably just be good. And then Bo-Katan, actually, her lead, or her unique, is the thing that heals everyone for assists and everything. So Maul ended up being a pretty good choice there, I suppose. And just like that, we cleared the zone. Of course, he put Executor down, which he's never done before. And I mean, I have my own Executor down. That I'm prepared, right? I mean, you gotta be prepared for that sort of thing. But now we've gone through, we've done it, guys. I have 3 Galactic Legends left, and we've gotten it down to 3 teams. So now we can just kind of whittle it all down to just, you know, we can use Galactic Legends now to win. And so people were kind of like mocking my choice, my decision making here for taking 3 characters. They were like, you could just get an undersize with Jedi Master Luke. But the thing to remember here, guys, is Jedi Master Luke is way better the more people you have with him. Like, the more Jedi you take, it's just kind of an exponential situation here. So you need to, you got to be cognizant of the fact that, like, if you take 2, probably Night Sisters aren't going to finish you. Like, probably not. But at the same time, with 3, it's also, with Zombie here, we may as well, like, just try to, we can get a 54, and a 54 is probably good enough. So we got through that. We got a Mothra team here. Let's use Sith Eternal, and you guys will see here, I'm really trying hard to get max banners if possible. So, you know, you link the 2 that you can, and then the Mothra team actually just super escalates how fast you get your contract, or whatever it's called. Sith Eternal with a contract. He's like, and sign here. Like, he can do that. And here I am questioning. He's like, this Sith Lord. I'm like, can he write his name? It's kind of pathetic. So here's the thing. I'm down a little protection here. They're not doing much damage at all because they can't even crit. And they're not characters who do damage. They just do turn meter stuff. So, you know, that turn meter stuff doesn't do anything for me. May as well. I healed. I used the heal right before I popped the ult. And eventually I did pop it. It got a 56. So, I mean, we're not on the very edge there, but it worked out. And then, of course, we have the, I mean, this is overkill, but it's still, this is fine. Like, okay, so Queel hasn't had the opportunity to, you know, give the revive to IG. So there it is. There's the revive ability. But yeah, we can just, I mean, it is what it is, guys. Just kill them and move on. So we got through that one pretty good. I mean, it's nice to be able to do that. That's what if you have Galactic Legends, just wait for as long as you can till the end and then finish them off, like kill off the 3 hardest teams remaining. I think that's probably the best strategy. That way, if you have something unexpected happen, you can just go for it. Okay, so you have that flexibility, I should say. So now we're using Executor, and our guest here, or we're fighting Executor, where our guest actually was Bit Dynasty, so he was able to give some good tips here. Not too different from what I would have done anyways, but we did end up getting some Buzz Droids on Razor Crest, got his protection down, and then the first point of RNG, well, the first point of RNG went outside our favor, where the Executor was able to target Hyena Bomber. We don't want that, but I was able to get the Dispel early on so that they're not going to be just targeting him relentlessly. And obviously we have TIE Fighters to get us more turns with Malevolence. And when Spy comes in, you want him to target Xanadu Blood. You want to be able to take out Xanadu Blood if you can, but instead, of course, his force taunt goes on to Razor Crest, who has like a second life, like right, like that, the way like Bounty Hunter's Resolve works, which isn't ideal. Of course, we've already done some damage to him, but he also got a key evade there with against Spy. Like Spy's initial big hit missed, so we haven't even killed his first version yet. And so trying to figure out here is like, should we put Buzz Droids back on him, or is it just going to get dispelled, or what? We don't want to waste our time. And keep in mind, I mean, this fight ends up going super late because I'm taking my time to figure out and to confer with Bit, and So anyways, we're just trying to focus down this Razor Crest if possible. You do the AoE so that you get another Vulture, and they're finally targeting like the right ships, right? I mean, you don't want Hyena to die, you want the Vultures to die so that you get your ultimate faster from Malevolence, so that you can get rid of all the protection, you can take out the Houndstooth, etc. And so, you know, you get the Ebon Hawk in, which is nice. Try to take out Xanadu Blood, and I was like, no, we gotta kill Xanadu Blood. Xanadu Blood gets a turn, and then Slave 1 comes in. Not my favorite chain of events, folks, but we're still alive somehow, and we've got the Ebon Hawk ready to put chaff on everyone again. And then it's like, okay, well, we've got Spy. Should we just do a big hit here? And I actually regret I just did a basic there. Probably should have done the big call to assist just to get Houndstooth as down as possible, but at the end of the day, okay, so did a basic with Hyena just so that Slave 1 wouldn't actually shoot me back yet. Put Buzz Droids on Houndstooth, that didn't pan out, but now, yeah, Ebon Hawk is gone. But now we've got the ultimate. They don't have any more reinforcements actually at this point, so that's nice as well. And it's just like, which guys are we supposed to be targeting here? I wasn't sure. You get the guy in, and I mean, probably, I don't know, Bit was telling me to kill Houndstooth. I wanted to kill Slave 1. So eventually I kind of split the difference, which isn't wise. I should have just stuck with either Houndstooth or gone for Slave 1 at first. But as it stands, I mean, they don't have more reinforcements. So we were able to get the win. Get the 51 points. Banners, I mean, we dropped a ton, but we got the win. I mean, I'll take it. 51, it seems low, but it's not bad. I mean, you drop 11 banners. Wait, 15 banners. Gosh, you drop 15 banners. That's almost as bad as 20, but that one shot, then we have as many fleets as we want. Talked to Bit, and he was like, you know what? You could use this. Why have Bit Dynasty on your stream if you're not going to use some weird comp? So he suggested using Thrawn here with all the Empire, but one key element, guys, is I forgot to put Gauntlet in reserve, which is fairly important for this, so that you can get all the dispels and stuff, you know, and protection recovery and everything. And of course, so we're acting like we have Gauntlet available. This is the only reinforcement for Raddus, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, so you can see we're kind of like shocked, like what do we do now? Shuttle's kind of nice though. You can kind of get a little bit of the same stuff from Shuttle that you get from Gauntlet. So I mean, they have their Sith Bomber in reserve, of course. That's what happened, and you just have to operate around it. So everyone's dazed. You can't really, you can't really do that much. But at this point, you don't need to do that much. You just got to be careful not to mess with your. You want to make sure not to mess with something. I'm sure I was gonna say something really relevant there, guys. Gosh, so we're one turn away from Thrawn getting his ultimate, which would be nice. We could get some banners recovery, but all they have is they're pretty squishy ships. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we just save it for as long as we can. I was trying to draw it out, but then Vader's like, I'll just kill him now, which is very Sith of him. But yeah, so here is the final score on my end, 3302. That means we dropped a total of what, 36 banners. So that's 20 for the fail, and then I was able to make some of it up by getting 55s and stuff, 56 from Malak, and then of course I dropped another 15 against the Executor. So I mean, not the very worst score ever, but still absolutely vulnerable. And he has 6 GLs available, plus a lot of other good teams like Jedi Revan and Jedi Knight Luke, etc. But I did place a very tough defense, so I wasn't sure exactly how that would be handled. So let's go and see how my defenses held up, shall we? If I can find the right, yeah. So I'm gonna be up top here, guys. It's gonna be epic. Whoa. I'm not. Why am I on the bottom? There we go. All right, so we're in the game. Here's my next round opponent. It should be a good one. he recognized me. He puts a good defense down. He watches my stuff. I'm terrified of that match. People who watch my stuff, it's scary. So, all right, we ended up getting a win, as you can see, folks. Let's jump in and see how it went. So, he attacked after, he always attacks, by the way. He attacks before I do, usually, and he didn't this time. I mean, maybe he recognized me, maybe not, but, you know, wanted more information, potentially. So, you know, we have the Darth Revan team with Sith Empire Trooper. Didn't get the hold I was hoping for. Commander Luke got one shot. GL Nute did. Lord Vader did. General Skywalker did. Everyone got one shot. I mean, I need him to drop 36 banners. He didn't really drop 36. You know, not even that close to 36 there. So in the back, we have the Jedi Revan team got one shot. Supreme Leader Kylo got one shot. Jedi Luke got one shot. The Fin Poe got one shot, and Rey got one shot. Not looking great here, folks. Of course, you guys have no suspense, so that's too bad. I wish that on you. But we have the Asajj team got one shot. The Grievous team got one shot. Bosk got one shot. Crew got one shot. You guys are tired of hearing one shot, but I'm just trying to kill the people who are playing a drinking game where you say one shot. Death to the people who are playing that game. No, that's dark. That's dark AF, guys. I can't believe I said that. Look at this. At this zone, I didn't mean to do full dark side, but I did. Traya did get a hold, though, so that's nice. I mean, getting one hold is probably enough, because he's probably going to drop enough banners. Like, this defense is tough, you know, even with how much he kept on offense. But then, he's never placed Executor before until now, and so he doesn't know how to counter Executor, apparently. Or, I mean, I placed a pretty tough fleet zone, so he couldn't get through my negotiator. And that was it. I mean, that would have solved everything for me anyways, but, I mean, we wanted a full clear. And, I don't know, it's crazy to look at. Like, he only failed once against my really tough defense. And then, in ships, he failed 4 times. And couldn't clear. So, I don't know. No shade on my opponent. It's tough to clear sometimes. But, yeah, on to the finals, folks. My voice is about to give out, so I'm going to let you go. But, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Of course, that Thridian team is starting to gain momentum. I know a lot of people are starting to take it. So, you guys working on it? Would love to hear it. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.